Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Math UM8 class, week number 18. After such a long period of delay, I have finally been able to bring you guys back with the UMS Cyber School lessons. Today we will begin a new chapter because it is new year, right? New year, new chapter. The chapter is going to be measurement. In this chapter, we will learn how to measure things like lengths, masses, volumes, and so many other things. In this first lesson, we will focus on circles, arcs, and sectors. Okay, let's begin the lesson, shall we? The first concept that we are going to learn is circle. I hope that and I believe that all of you are very familiar with circles. But now let's have a look at the anatomy so that we can learn some terms, some English terms for the things that we have learned in Vietnamese, right? First, we have the center, the point that sits in the center of the circle. And we have the radius. The radius is the distance between the center to the border of the circle. And the diameter. The diameter is the biggest distance between 2 points on the circle. And it is 2 times as long as the radius. And the diameter is also the segment that comes from a point of the circle to another point of the circle that passes through the center of the circle. And we have the circumference. Circumference is the measurement for how long the border of the circle is. And the area, how much space in the plane that the circle takes. And we have a friend, pi. Hi, I am pi, friend of all circles. Yes, I know that you pi and the circles are very close to each other, right? Whenever we see circles, we often see you, pi. I know you. I will always be there to help calculating circumference and areas of circles. Oh, I see. So if you need to calculate the circumference and the areas of circles, you need the presence of pi. I'm very loyal. I never change. I'm always 3.14159265358 and 9. And actually, the value, the digits go on forever. The number pi has infinitely many digits. My value represents my love for circles. It never ends. Yes, it never ends. So we have pi is a fixed number or a constant with a value of 3.14159 and a lot of other digits that follow. But we need to consider like 3 or 4 first digits for the precision that we need. Okay, now for a circle of radius r, we have some formulae to calculate things related to the circles. With pi as a fixed number, 3.14159, so on, we have the circumference c is calculated as 2 times pi times r, 2 pi times the radius. And the area s is equal to pi times r squared. Now let's have a look at this circle here with the radius 3 centimeters. We have the radius 3 centimeters. And just have to apply the formula to calculate the circumference and the areas of that circle. The circumference or the area is equal to pi r squared equals 9 pi, and it is approximately 28.27 square centimeters. And the circumference is 2 pi r equals 6 pi, and it is approximately 18.85 centimeters. Sorry, it is not square centimeters, but only centimeters. Now let's have a look at the first example. Let be given a circle of circumference 18 pi centimeters. What is its area? So in order to find the area, we need to know the radius of the circle, but it is not given yet. But instead, we are given the circumference of the circle, and we will try to find the radius from the circumference, 18 pi centimeters. From the formula circumference equals 2 pi r, we can imply that r is equal to c over 2 pi. And now we will try to find the value of r. 18 pi divided by 2 pi equal 9 centimeters. So the radius is 9 centimeters. Now we can calculate the area. Pi r squared equals 81 pi, and it is approximately 254.5 square centimeters. Have you got the correct answer? Now let's have some practice. Let be given a circle inscribed in a square as shown on the figure below. Given that the perimeter of the square is 32 centimeters, calculate the circumference and the area of the circle. Okay, I will give you 3 or 5 minutes to think about this problem. I suggest you pause the video and think of it for yourself. Try to do it on your own. Okay, have you found it? Have you found the answer yourself? If you haven't, I suggest you pause the video for a while and think of it yourself. Have you got it now? Good. Let's come to the solution. When you look at the diagram here, you should notice that the diameter of the circle is actually the square side. So we need to find the square side to find the diameter and then the radius. The square side is 32 divided by 4 equals 8 centimeters. And because of that, the radius is half of the diameter is 4 centimeters. Now we know the radius, we can calculate the circumference, which is 2 pi r, and it is equal to 8 pi, approximately 25.13 centimeters. And the area is calculated as 16 pi and approximately 50.27 square centimeters. Have you all got the same answer? Good, congratulations. Now, we comes to the second concept, arcs. Here's the definition of an arc. An arc is a part of circle which joins any two different points. Here on the circle, we take two different points A and B, and then the arc is a part of the circle that joins A and B together. Can you see the arc AB colored yellow? This is an arc. Of course, we have another arc, the other path, the the arc that travels from A counterclockwise to B. You see that? We have two arcs AB on the same circle. For an arc, we have a measure called the angle of the arc. An arc is measured by the angle theta viewed from the center. The angle theta viewed from the center is demonstrated on the screen like this. Can you see that? A or B is the angle theta, and the angle is used to measure the arc AB. So if somebody says that the arc AB has a measure of like 50 degrees, you know that when it is put, it is a part of the circle, and the angle viewed from the center to the arc is 50 degrees. Now let's have a look at the example here. Match it, match each arc with its corresponding measure. Here we have arc AB, arc AB, arc AG, and arc AG. And we are given some numbers, some measures: 150 degrees, 90 degrees, 60 degrees, and 180 degrees. Now look at the diagram on the right and think of it for a while. Have you finished matching them? Okay, let me show you the answer. Hopefully it is exactly the same as yours. Okay, you can easily notice that the arc AB, it is a quarter of the circle, so it is 90 degrees. Arc EB is 180 degrees. It is the flat angle. And the arc EG is 60 degrees, and the arc AG is 150 degrees. Okay, that's how we use angles to measure the arc. An arc is also the the arc is also measured with its length. The arc length, because it is a part of the circle, so we will measure the whole circle and divide it into equal parts, and then we take the sum of the length of each part. And assume that the angle, the arc is the arc has the measure of theta degree. So we divide it into three. Um, we multiply it with the circumference of the circle, and then we divide it by 360 degrees. Like this, theta divided by 360 degrees multiplied by the circumference of the full circle. Like this. Here we have an example. Let be given a circle of radius 9 centimeters. Calculate the arc length of the arc AB of 100 degrees. Okay, I think 1 minute is enough for you to solve this problem. Okay, have you all got the answer yet? I bet you have. Okay, the arc length is theta divided by 360 multiplied by the circumference. Now we just have to substitute the values into the formula. Circumference is C2 pi r equals 18 pi. So the arc length is, the L is equal to 100 divided by 360 multiplied by 18 pi, which is equal to 5 pi and approximately 15.7 centimeters. So the arc length AB is, so the arc length of the arc AB is 15.7 centimeters. Okay. Moving on to the second example. On a circle, there is an arc of 60 degrees. If the arc length is 7 pi centimeters, then what is the radius of the circle? You may notice that this problem is actually reversed from the previous problem. So we can apply the same method but think reversely. Again, pause the video and try to figure out your answer on your own. Have you got it? Good. Now let's come to see the answer. We have the circumference 360 divided by 60 multiplied by 7 pi, which is equal to 42 pi centimeters. And because of the circumference is 40 pi, we can calculate the radius 21 centimeters. Finally, we will come to the concept of a sector. A sector, again, is a part of the circle and the region between the two radius. A sector is the region between the two radii of a circle and the arc between them. So you can imagine that a sector is like a pizza piece. When you buy a pizza, it is like this, and then you cut a piece of pizza, a slice of pizza. It looks like a sector, or a sector looks like a slice of pizza. We can measure an area and the length, the perimeter of a sector. The formula for the perimeter of the sector is it is equal to the two radii plus the arc length. Quite straightforward, right? It is 2r plus theta divided by 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. And the area is calculated as the theta divided by 360 multiplied by pi r squared. Have you got it? Remember this before we come to the next part. Now let's have a look at this example here. Let be given a sector bordered by a 48-degree arc and two 3 centimeter radii. Calculate the area and the perimeter of the sector. Again, give yourself 3 to 5 minutes to solve this before coming back to this. Have you got the answer? Let's see it. First, we need to calculate the arc length. 48 divided by 360 and multiply by 2 pi times 3 equals 4 over 5 pi, approximately 2.5 centimeters. And the perimeter is 2 radii plus the arc length, which is equal to 2 multiplied by 3 plus 2.5 equals 8.5 centimeters. And the area is 48 divided by 360 multiplied by the area of the circle, which is pi 3 squared, and that is equal to 6 over 5 pi, which is approximately 3.77 centimeters, square centimeters. Okay, have you all got the same answer? If you find any mistakes or error in my lecture, please report me in the comment section. Here we have a practice problem. Mom bought a pizza of a diameter 30 centimeters, and Tom cut out a sector of 36 degrees. And what is the area of his piece? Okay, let's try it yourself before I show you my answer. Have you got it now? Good. In this problem, it is given not the radius but the diameter of that. So the first step is, of course, to find the radius of it. The radius of that pizza is 30 divided by 2 equals 15 centimeters. Now we know that the radius is 15 centimeters. We can calculate the area of the sector or the slice of pizza. It is equal to 36 divided by 360 multiplied by pi 15 squared, which is equal to 45 over 2 pi. and approximately 70.69 square centimeters. So that is the area of the pizza slice that Tom has cut off. Okay, have you mastered it? And guys, that is also the end of the lesson today. So in this lesson, we have learned some formulae that help us to calculate some measurements related to circles, or part of it, arc, or sectors. In As the homework, I want you to review the lesson, learn by heart the formulae for circle circumference, area, and arc length, sector area, and so on, and prepare for the practice lesson like next week. Next week, we are gonna have the next round of the octopus game as the practice section. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you next week.